Sorry we're late, everyone. It took a little bit longer to do my hair than it normal, so we have to make sure that it's perfect before we can come on. Right, Katie?
Yes, your hair looks fabulous tonight.
Can I just touch it?
Thank you. Thank you. So, as is yours.
Uh-huh. The derp was strong. M&M's, maybe? I don't know.
Oh, you like M&Ms?
I love M&M's.
Whatever. Because I'm having a single M&M that bothers you. See you, Carolyn.
I'll be having a bowl here in just a minute, though. You best believe that.
Tomorrow, I like Captain Crunch enough that I would probably have sex with it.
Captain Crunch is good. Captain Crunch is good.
Yeah.
Captain Crunch is the nickname I gave your hair. Hey everyone. So today I'm going to do something a little different for a video. Last night during a live stream, for reasons, I had to go through some of Katie's old tweets. I was looking for something, and it kind of just dawned on me the amount of tweets she's done about this whole Gabby situation and her murder, and also the heavy content in which she's tweeted about, and in the manner in which she's tweeted about it. So I thought for today's video, or for a video today, I would just read her tweets from the very first Gabby tweet until now. And now it's been my understanding that she's deleted some of her tweets. I'm going to be reading her tweets from a bot in a Discord server that collects her tweets in real time as she makes them. The thing is, though, is she can delete her tweets from Twitter, but they don't delete off of this collection. They're still there. This is not a private server or anything either. This is a public server. Pretty much anyone can join, but just in case they don't want it out there, I'm not going to name the server. But I'll ask them, and if they don't mind it being put out there, then I will add it to the description. But not that it matters so much, because anyone can put one of these bots in use. All you have to do is just Google how to do it and then apply it. Like there's at least half a dozen of these bots that I can think of off the top of my head of people doing this with her tweets and many others. So yeah. So with that, let's get reading now. Okay, so here we go. This is the first tweet I can find about Gabby, and this was on, as you see here, if we go up here, it's 9:17. And this is at 9:22 p.m. She tweets, "I've become consumed by the search for Gabby Petito." Hey, she got her name right. "The fact that her fiancé is refusing to help law enforcement is beyond suspect. Why on earth won't this family help?" 9:22. "Just putting this out there. If you have information about Gabby Petito, contacting authorities is probably the route to go. Making a TikTok? Not so much." 9:23. "Officers have shown up and entered Brian Laundrie's home in Florida, according to Fox 13 News in Tampa Bay. Protesters are standing outside demanding Brian cooperate with police regarding Gabby Petito's disappearance." 9:23. "Gabby Petito's disappearance is not linked to the murders of the newlywed couple. Quote, it has been determined that the Gabby Petito missing person case is not related to the double homicide case involving Crystal Turner and Kylan Schultz," Grand County Sheriff Stephen White said. 9:23. "Van life blogger Gabby Petito disappears during trip with fiancé." A retweet at 9:23. Wow, this was a busy minute, wasn't it? Retweet from Joseph Petito. "Hello world, I'm Gabby Petito's dad. Please help me find her. She's missing and we need everyone else to find her." I'm not sure what that is, but it looks like North Point Police, so it's definitely a Gabby tweet. 9:23. Josh Duggar. Oh, it's a Duggar tweet. Yay! I never thought I'd be happy to see one of those from Katie. What the fuck? Anyway, 9:23. "The lawyer and the family of Brian Laundrie had one freaking job, to make sure he didn't take off and do something stupid. Of course they failed miserably and now he's missing." Hey, it's 9:25. "The Laundrie family refused to cooperate with the FBI and law enforcement to find Gabby, but we'll call them for help to find Brian Laundrie. What a bunch of hypocrites." Still on 9:17. For some reason, time's not showing up here. "Brian Laundrie's attorney spoke for him yesterday, claiming he was not going to speak. Today he's claiming he's been missing since Tuesday. Why are these people lying?" Oh. For some reason, I thought I didn't hit record. 10:47 p.m. All right, so what, like an hour and a half from when she started about? Oh my, yeah, exactly an hour and a half, it seems. Well, almost. Hour and half. Brian Landry's family, so yeah, he's been missing since Tuesday. The internet, oh hell no. You know he's on the run and you waited until he was somewhere police won't find him. 9:17. I hate that Brian Landry suddenly going missing is taking away the energy about what happened to Gabby Petito. 9:17. Gabby Petito's best friend called Brian Landry controlling, jealous, and erratic. She claimed he didn't want Gabby to have friends. Gabby confided in her friend that Brian would hear voices and have episodes, which would cause Gabby to leave and spend the nights at her friend's house. 9:17. Northport Police Department said they know where Brian Landry was yesterday. Did they even get confirmation, or did they just trust the dirty Landry's word? P.S. Shouldn't that attorney be disbarred for speaking for a missing person yesterday? Hey, we're finally in the next day, or morning, rather. We're in the morning. Hasn't been 24 hours yet. Gabby Petito's family issues a statement. All of Gabby's family want the world to know that Brian is not missing. He is hiding. Gabby is missing. Retweet from Joseph Petito on 9/18. I'm Gabby Petito's dad. It took a bit, but the job's not done. Don't lose focus. A retweet, something about Northport Police, 1:33 a.m. Whoa, we're not in the morning. My mistake. We're just we're just after midnight. Yeah, we're just after midnight. We're not even in the morning yet. Wow, my bad. Okay, so that was at 1:33 a.m. Someone is claiming they saw a man walking around the Landry home shortly after police arrived. The man was seen walking without shoes, bald, similar to Brian Landry's description. I'm not sure, though. Well, if she's not sure. 9:18. And hey, something unrelated, it seems. 9:18. So y'all will search for Brian, but you won't search for Gabby. Got it. 10:49 a.m. Yay, we're in the morning. We're in the morning time. Yeah. The Northport Police Department, FBI, and agency partners are currently conducting a search of the vast Carlton Reserve for Brian Landry. His family says they believe he entered the area earlier this week. More details when available. 9:18 still. NPPD Josh Taylor says Brian Landry's parents are concerned for his well-being. They provided no information about Gabby Petito or what Brian told them about her disappearance. They were only focused on Brian. I'm not sure what that is. 9:18 still. Police keep saying they are not investigating a crime. However, they are using a lot of manpower to find Brian Landry. People go missing every day without authorities using manpower of this size to find the person. Seems suspect. 9:18. Brian Landry's parents reported him missing yesterday. They claim they haven't seen him since Tuesday. However, they are not out at the search and not helping with the search efforts. They're at home, according to reporter Brian Enton. 9:18. Retweet of Northport Police. There are currently false reports of a body being located where we are searching. Completely fake. 9:18. Does anyone know why the families were told not to talk about Gabby Petito and Brian Landry's relationship by authorities? 9:18. Nothing surprises me now as she quotes a tweet by Brian Enton, which says, interesting. Oh, this is at 8:16 p.m. by the way. So now we're almost at we're almost at 24 hours. Interesting new detail. Brian Landry's parents say they last saw him Tuesday when he went for a hike at Carlton Reserve, according to police. Authorities tonight say they are trying to corroborate the parents' story. Brian Landry's parents claim he's missing. Now the FBI is trying to corroborate the story. My question is, did anyone actually see Brian Landry come home? How did he get home from Wyoming in less than 2 days? 8:25 p.m. What was this one again? 8:23, 8:25. Okay. Brian Landry's parents claim he's missing. Now the FBI is trying to corroborate the story. Oh, she just retweeted herself, it looks like. No, she changed the hashtag. Okay. That's what she did. She must have deleted that one and then retweeted this one. 9:18. Social media is starting to run with the rumor that Gabby Petito and Brian Landry's disappearance is part of an elaborate hoax to gain followers. A wild tale that at this point could be an even wilder plot twist. To date, police and FBI have stated there's no evidence of a crime. Nice little narrative she's trying to, get going there. Probably because, a sensationalized story like that would probably get her lots of clicks and views. 918 still. Retweet from Brian Enton. Interesting new detail. Brian Laundrie's parents say they last saw him Tuesday when he went for a hike at Carlton Reserve. 9:59 p.m. They have narrowed down the area as she quotes a tweet from FBI Denver. The FBI Denver field office and its Wyoming resident agencies, in coordination with the National Park Service, U.S. Forest Service, Teton County Sheriff's Office, and Jackson Police Department, have been conducting ground surveys at the Speed Creek dispersed camping area. 9:59 p.m. This area matches the location that Miranda Baker claimed Brian Laundrie told her that he had been camping at with Gabby Petito. 9:59 p.m. Oh, sorry, my bad. 9:59 p.m. she tweeted that as she quoted the FBI Denver again. The Spread Creek dispersed camping area is located in the Bridger Teton National Forest on the east boundary of Grand Teton National Park. This area is closed to the public and will remain closed until the surveys are complete. 9:18 still. Calling Gabby Petito the aggressor in the August 12th incident proves a lack of knowledge of gaslighting domestic abusers. Brian threatened to leave her in Utah with nothing. She was fighting for her life to not be stranded. He followed through days later. 9:18 still. It's a retweet. The body cam showed a girl in need of a boyfriend who believed in her aspirations and dreams. He was toxic. Okay, right. I'm kind of glad that one got cut off. 9:18 still. Huge shout out to Joseph Petito for calling on everyone to stop associating with Brian Laundrie's parents until they do the right thing. What the Laundries are doing is cruel and is taking up valuable resources from the public. Hey, and we're finally at 9:19. Okay, so 9:19. Brian Laundrie reportedly hitchhiked from Coulter Bay. The woman claimed he wanted a ride to Jackson. The FBI is searching an area off 191 Spread Creek Road. The woman claims he freaked out when they got to Jackson Dam, maybe because they went the wrong route. 9:19 still. Gabby Petito's van seen at Spread Creek on August 27th. A YouTuber shared the video this morning. Gabby's official Facebook, Finding Gabby, says this video is with the FBI and they urge anyone else with footage to review it for any trace of Gabby, Brian, or the van. 9:19 still. A retweet from Brian Enton. The search has started again this morning for Brian Laundrie at the 25,000-acre Carlton Reserve in Sarasota County, Florida. 9:19 still. Retweets, I don't know how to say that name. Have you seen me? Hashtag Brian Laundrie is a person of interest in the disappearance of Gabby Petito. If seen, call the FBI or 911. 9:19 still. Full video of van suspected to be owned by Gabby Petito at Spread Creek dispersed camping area. The family and FBI have this video. The family believes this is Gabby's van. Video from August 27th. 1:17 p.m. on the 19th. If you are a parent, you know the need to protect your children, but you should also know when not to enable their bad behavior. The Laundries protected Brian and let no one know Gabby was missing for 11 days. As Joseph Petito said it last night, that's cruel and evil. 9:19, retweet from Valerie Castro. Forest Service officials are on scene in Jackson Hole as the search for information about Gabby Petito continues. 9:19 still. All the police department has to do is run the damn license or VIN. The registration is with the DMV. How are they this inept? I know. If only they had Katie working for them. Damn it. And then she quotes a tweet by to Northport Police. Don't know who the car is registered to. Okay. 9:19 still. I'm truly starting to wonder if Northport Police Department is this inept or if they know something we don't that would prove they aren't fumbling Gabby Petito's disappearance. The FBI is out surveying dirt in Wyoming. Clearly they suspect the crime occurred. I know, Northport, they need to answer to Katie. They need to just provide proof that they're not fucking up. Why don't they just do that? Jesus. 9:19. Brian Laundrie drove to Carlton Reserve on Tuesday. Somehow his parents know to pick up the car he drove later that day or Wednesday. They don't report anything to police until Friday, then claim they are worried he harmed himself. This doesn't add up. because no one adds better than Katie. Just saying. 4:12 p.m. on the 19th. We're not even 48 hours into this. You believe that shit? I've been recording for I don't even know how long. Wow. Okay, so 4:12 p.m. on the 19th. Social media sleuths will find out what happened to Gabby Petito before Northport Police Department does. 9:19. If anyone is wondering, the FBI is seemingly following up on all tips. Due to my reporting on Gabby Petito's disappearance, someone reported that Brian Laundrie was hiding in my home in Minnesota. Police came here and determined that it was not a valid lead. 5:17 p.m. A body has been found at Teton National Park. The body has not been identified yet. Denver FBI has scheduled a press conference for 4 p.m. As it quotes, she also quotes Brian Enton's tweet, breaking the Teton County, Wyoming coroner just confirmed to be a body has been found in Teton National Park. He says they do not know the identity or the gender yet, says it is in a very remote area. 9:19 still. Retweet from Victoria Price. Journalist friends, quick but important reminder that Grand Teton NP and Bridger Teton NF border one another but are... I'm not sure what that means. 6 p.m. Breaking news, Gabby Petito news conference. 9:19 still. Officials say the body is consistent with Gabby Petito. She has not been fully identified, but they believe the body matches her. They are waiting on full forensic to confirm. Cause of death is not yet known. 9:19 still. The FBI released an official statement about Gabby Petito's death. 8:24 p.m. Gabby Petito is America's daughter, sister, cousin, friend, and granddaughter. Her infectious smile and positivity was evident throughout her social media. Now that the FBI has found Gabby, it is time to get justice for Gabby. That's a nice tweet. I actually like that tweet. Okay. 8:28, justice for Gabby, and she quotes a retweet by Joseph Petito, which is a very, very lovely picture of Gabby. 9:19, retweet from Brian Enton. Outside Landry's house, police have cleared the street. 9:19 still. Earlier today, police showed up in my home after someone falsely claimed we were harboring Brian Landry in our home. I can confirm that officers told my husband and me that there is an active manhunt for Brian Landry. They showed up at my house in bulletproof vests. Like, there were cops in bulletproof vests. What the fuck? 9:19. Brian Landry looks like Chris Watts and acts like Scott Peterson. Peterson also tried to flee when authorities found Lacey's body. They found him in Southern California with his hair dyed and a wallet full of cash. His parents also enabled him. Retweet by a name I don't know how to say. Florida better use every resource to investigate the clear negligence on the part of local authorities who couldn't tell it. Okay. 9:18 still. Since Gabby Petito's death occurred in Wyoming, does this mean that Northport is no longer the primary agency investigating the case? No crime actually occurred in Florida. Hey, we're at the 20th. Okay. Retweet from Brian Enton. FBI is at the Landry's house. 9:20. Retweet. FBI Tampa update. The FBI is executing a court-authorized search warrant today at the Laundrie residence in Northport, Florida. 10:39. Retweet. Gage Golding, NBC2. Happening right now, the FBI has the Brian Landry's Northport home surrounded. This is now considered a crime scene. 10:39 still. Retweet Cindy Flowers. All of America right now is FBI agents busting the Landry's house. She's trying to put cute little gifts to this. That's, wow. Okay. 9:20, retweet from Shannon Clow. Landry's lawyer has no comment. I asked Brian Landry's lawyer if he has a comment about the FBI at the Landry home. 10:47 a.m. Police have swarmed the Landry's home. I'm not sure if she's told everyone, her followers yet, that police are at the Landry's home. I mean, I'm not quite sure they got it yet. You know, I mean, maybe a few more tweets about this. I'm just saying. Okay. Link to a video. And at 11 a.m., official statement from the FBI. Update. The FBI is executing a... Oh, we already read this one. Whatever. Oh, she's telling them again. So, good. Okay. My prayers were just answered there. Lovely. 9:20. 9:20 still. We hope everyone has a great day, except Ryan, Roberta, and Christopher Landry. Yeah, she's so clever. 12:14 p.m. Please share. Get this out wide. Oh, look at, she put a little at without a crystal ball on it. She wants you to get this wanted poster, whatever, out wide. And also, at without a crystal ball. Just saying. 10:18 p.m. Retweet from name I don't know how to say. FBI is at the home of Brian Laundrie regarding our reporter on the ground. Okay. 10:20 p.m. What is this? Okay, all right. Gabby Petito's final text and postcard, she said. I'm guessing that the blue is not Gabby. The white is Gabby? I don't know. Yeah, the white would be Gabby. Oh my gosh, I can't believe school started already. Haha, I saw your post on Instagram. So cute. Send me the picture of the boys to show Brian, lol. I love their backpacks too. We're in Arches right now, so we don't have the best Wi-Fi. But we did send you some mail. Hey, hopefully these pics, some through them. I can't read. Okay. By all means, pause here. Read the postcards if you like. Okay. Gabby Petito's final text and postcard she sent to Brian Landry's sister, Cassie. She loved Brian's nephews like her own, and he disposed of her like she was trash. 9:20 still. For reference, Good Morning America shared these messages this morning. This is out nationally. I'm guessing she got some shit for it. Quoted. All right, she quotes the tweet again. 1:36 p.m. Gabby Petito covered for Brian Laundrie. The witness says they saw Brian physically slap and hit Gabby before driving off. 1:36 p.m. Was it? Yeah, okay. She tweeted that as she quoted this tweet by Fox News. 911 caller in Gabby Petito incident says fiancé seen hitting, slapping her weeks before disappearance. 9:20. So, full press conference. And she's quotes. Sunday's press conference with FBI, Denver SSRA Charles Jones, Grand Teton National Park Chief Ranger Matt Wilbur, Chief of National Park Service Investigative Services Hunter Bailey, Teton County Sheriff Matt Carr, and Jackson Police Chief Michelle Weber is attached. Still on 9:20. Oh, yay, a Duggar tweet. I wonder if Duggars are like enjoying this like a vacation. I mean, I don't think that they're enjoying the reason for it. Don't get me wrong. No one's that cruel, but I wonder if they're just enjoying the nice break from Katie, though. I have to wonder that. 9:20 still. So much this. So many of us can identify with Gabby Petito. I was Gabby Petito. I dated a narcissistic abuser. They're so good at gaslighting that they make it hard to leave. My heart breaks for her. And she shares, it looks like a Facebook post by Rebecca Marotta. We all know a Gabby Petito, or we've been her, stuck in an abuse. All right, I'm not going to read it. All right, so still on 9:20. It's so weird that the Laundries aren't out searching for their son, that they claim they are concerned that he harmed himself. If my son was missing and I feared he was suicidal, I would be out looking for him. It's almost like he's not really missing, but hiding. Hypocrite. Another Duggar one. Wow. Retweet Megan Myers. I asked the Laundrie family attorney for more details about tomorrow's press conference. When asked about Brian's cuts off. 9:20 still. On Dr. Phil, Joseph Petito stated that he's not allowed to talk to Brian or be anywhere near him. Is there a no contact order between the families? Does anyone know? 9:20. Retweet of Anderson Cooper 360. Former host of America's Most Wanted, John Walsh, says he was terrified when he first saw police cam footage of Brian Laundrie. We're on 9:21, guys. Yeah. Like 10 days ago. I still have 10 days to get through. You believe this shit? Retweet from name I don't know how to say. I asked the attorney representing Brian Laundrie if Brian is in custody and if he is with Brian. If Brian is in custody, if he is with Brian. No to both. 9:21. Last night, I crawled into bed and hugged my son so tight. I thought about Gabby Petito's family, never getting to hold her again. I thought about how a family lost their baby and they still don't know what happened. That's a pain no parent should have to face. Yeah. And then she retweets it. Did she tweet that twice? Looks like she tweeted it twice. Was there a misspelling or something? Why did she tweet it twice? Oh, no, wait. This one's different, though. Crawling bed and hug my son so tight. I thought about how family was. Okay. Thought about how a family lost their baby. How her parents lost their... Okay, so she just changed some of the word. No big deal. Still on 921. Gabby Petito and Brian Laundrie's body cam video. Witness 911 call. Okay. Gabby took the blame. 921 still. One statement Brian Laundrie made was all I needed to know about him. Gabby Petito was upset. Brian Laundrie was getting dirt in the van. Brian said, I can't help that my feet are dirty. Yes, you can, Brian. You wipe the sand off your feet. You can help it. 921 still. I know many people think Brian Laundrie is dead. I don't. Brian refused to talk to police. His parents' story has changed multiple times about when he left, how he got to the park, how his car got back to their home, etc. Brian is on the run. In my honest opinion, he's not in the reserve. 921. Why is WFLA having such a tough time understanding that the FBI is conducting a criminal investigation into the Gabby Petito case and that the search for Brian Laundrie is effectively a manhunt for a fugitive? This station is the only outlet so dumbfounded. It's that word effectively there, you know? I mean, yeah, it may appear like a manhunt, but it's not a manhunt. And words matter. Maybe not to her, I get that. But most people, most listening people, words matter. 921 still. Okaloosa County Sheriff's Office has cleared the alleged sighting of Brian Laundrie on a trail cam. They say no one and nothing of note was located. The individual referenced in the post has no known ties to our area. 921 still. By name I don't know how to say. Autopsy for Gabby Petito is in and reveals the cause of death. It should be available to reporters momentarily. She then tweets at 2:51 p.m. Autopsy is in and cause of death is revealed. Reporters will have access soon. But when will she have access? 9:50 or 2:51. Oh, she tweeted that with her while quoting this tweet by name I don't know how to say. Okay. Still 921. Retweet Gabby Petito's case. Looks like U.S. Air Force is assisting with the search in Baker, Florida, where Brian Laundrie was spotted on the trail. 3:02 p.m. Family member confirmed the autopsy is complete. As she quotes the tweet by name I don't know how to say, I should have clarified more. This was per a family member of Gabby Petito. Unsure if it's preliminary autopsy or full, but should be available shortly per family member. 3:06 p.m. The license plate of Brian Laundrie's Mustang ends in either 005 or 005. Do we know the state of Florida uses the letter O for their license plates? If they don't, the license plate is showing connected to a Dodge Ram. 921 still. Brian Laundrie's Mustang license plate is registered to a 2013 Dodge Ram. Police stated last week that they didn't know the registration of the car. Perhaps the car has stolen plates. There's no car registered in Brian's name that I could locate. But thank God she's there to crack that part of the case. I mean, I can't believe the cops didn't, they don't have someone like Katie on their payroll. I mean, I don't get it. 921. Correction. The plate is EMXQ05. Registered to a 2012 Mustang with owner registration to a woman named Gina Sheldon, who doesn't appear to be related Brian Laundrie or his family. As she then quotes the tweet by her I just read about the Dodge Ram. Okay. 3:50 p.m. Brian Laundrie's car is registered to a woman named Gina Sheldon. The woman lives in Northport, but appears to be unconnected to the family. The car was impounded by police yesterday. It's unclear how Brian Laundrie got the car. Then she shares pictures of this shit. And then tweets. VIN of the car is a bunch of characters. According to a license plate search, the VIN is registered to Gina, because I'm not sure people got understood or grasped what she was saying the first 3 times, right? Or with the pictures. Still on 921, Teton County Coroner and FBI say Gabby Petito's cause of death was homicide. Pretty sure that's manner of death. I mean, sure, someone dies by homicide, but the cause of it, what caused it to be a homicide, is different. The FBI states that 921 still. The FBI states that Brian Landry is a person of interest in the homicide of Gabby Petito. They also state that anyone responsible for or complicit in her death will be held accountable. Could the Landrys held accountable for being complicit? 921. Gabby Petito's body confirmed by medical examiner. 921 still. Retweet by name I don't know how to say. Is on the run for murder. This is not a missing person case. It's a homicide investigation, and local cops fumble. As she then quotes, FBI Denver appreciates the collaboration of all agencies and personnel who assisted in the search, recovery, and identification efforts. Still on 921. Oh, look, another Duggar tweet. Holy shit, was this like 4 and like, wow. 921 still. If Brian Landry is a narcissist, as many claim, he would be unlikely to kill himself. They are more likely to run than take responsibility. Brian Landry reminds me a lot of Scott Peterson. His parents remind me of Scott's parents. I don't know about you. I haven't heard Brian's parents say a word yet. I mean, they're not talking to reporters. Well, how is she reminded of anything? It's in her head. It's how it's so much of the things that she reports is just her own twisted, messed up, dark view of the world that she is trying to manifest into reality. It's really fucked up. 921. It amazes me how many people think they're going to catch police apprehending Brian Landry on a scanner. Isn't she listening to a scanner now, like religiously? Just saying. 921. Retweet of Christopher Boyd. Tweets claiming Brian Landry have been apprehended following a chase are not accurate, per the sheriff. Retweet Brian Enton at 11:08 p.m. Email from Northport Police just now. We have received a significant amount of requests tonight regarding a possible cap. Okay, 11:11 p.m. I just want to give a huge shout out to all the journalists on the ground in Florida, Wyoming, and Utah who are working tirelessly to bring accurate news about the Gabby Petito case. Your work is underappreciated, but necessary. Thank you. Yes, thank you for bringing us all this accurate news. So, without a crystal ball, it can just fuck it all up for you. Yeah, but she thanks you. 921 still. Okay, it's just she's sharing a screenshot of the Sarasota sheriff's tweet about how Brian Landry is not in their custody. Okay. Yay, we're at 922. Awesome. Okay, so 922. A retweet. Please take 5 seconds to read about Danielle Robinson, a geologist who went missing in the desert outside Buckeye. Okay. 922. Retweet at Chris. My cat is also searching for Brian Landry. 922. Gabby Petito's younger brother just shared this image. Gabby deserves so much more than this. I hope that Brian Landry is found alive and justice is served. Rest in peace, sweet Gabby Petito. 922. The family lawyer for Brian Landry says the family is definitely concerned about Brian, but don't want to speculate anything more. As she then quotes the tweet at 10:33 a.m. by host Josie, whatever. Family lawyer just followed up again, now giving me comments saying, Brian has been missing for a week. Family is definitely concerned, but we don't want to speculate as to anything more. 922. Retweet. Repost. While we're watching Gabby Petito's case unfold, please take 5 seconds to read about Danielle Robinson. 922. Gabby Petito and Brian Landry were seen at the Mary Piglet in Jackson Hole on August 27th at 1 p.m. According to eyewitness accounts, Brian was screaming aggressively at staff. Gabby was seen crying hysterically on the sidewalk. The restaurant confirmed the couple was there. 922. Brian Landry has the skills, experience, and desire to live off the grid. He's openly posted about this desire on social media. Why anyone believes he's at the reserve at this point makes no sense. He's likely out in the wilderness somewhere. But, see, Katie says so. Katie knows. 922. Gabby Petito's funeral scheduled for September 26th. The family has posted the details online. 922. Oh, a Ducker tweet. Yay. Okay. 922. Update. Shocking revelation. Brian Landry not found at the nature reserve. As she quotes Northport Police. The ground search for Brian Landry has been halted for the evening. Nothing found. We will be back out Thursday. Similar operation. Oh my God, shocking. 7:24 p.m. If Brian Landry is found outside of Carrollton Reserve alive, the U.S. government should charge him and his parents for the time, money, and resources they used looking for him. The Petito family should be awarded pain and suffering. 9:22. Retweet from Kat. In case you get bored searching for Brian Landry, please help us find this wife killer. 9:22. John Walsh needs to help us get the dirty laundries trending. They are dirty, and what they have done to Gabby Petito and her family is atrocious, evil behavior. I hope Roberta and Christopher Landry are charged with obstruction of justice and abetting a fugitive. You kind of have to be a fugitive first. You have to have a fugitive before one can be charged with aiding and abetting. And in order to be a fugitive, you have to first be arrested and charged and then go on the run. Anyways. Okay. 9:22. I love listening to John Walsh say Stephen Bertoloni. I love listening to John Walsh spit facts. Then CNN saying, we haven't verified that. LOL. 8:26 p.m. Wait, did the neighbors say they didn't see Brian Landry return after the camping trip? I watched the interview and didn't hear that. 9:22. County detectives contacted me today to confirm that the report made that I was harboring Brian Landry was a swatting. We are working toward a resolution and hope to hold the individuals responsible for making false statements to the FBI. Do not swat someone. It's dangerous. 9:22. Retweet. Thank you, John Walsh, for profiling Ruthie Kindness, a Native American woman who went missing. 9:22. With all the mistaking sightings of Brian Landry, perhaps people should stop sharing the photos on social media and instead contact police if they see someone they believe is Brian. Don't tip him off. 11:15 p.m. Bogus tips on social media are slowing down the investigation. As she quotes, while the Landry's house was quiet today, internet sleuths were busy behind the keyboard. But are these tips helping or hindering the investigation? I asked the FBI. 9:22. Brian does make a good point. Why is the neighbor only talking to Fox? Why is the camping trip only coming out now? Who else saw them leave? No one else has mentioned anything. As she quotes Brian Enton's tweet. Here is my latest report tonight with Ashley. We talk over the latest, including the camper development and why the Landrys are still not talking, despite a massive search for their son. 9:23. Yay. If anyone has a missing persons poster that needs to be shared, please drop them below. I'm posting missing persons files to my social media today to help other families in need of help. 9:23. Toddlers missing since December 2020. Please retweet. Of Orson West and Orrin West. I remember that case. It's true. Brian Enton is literally busting his ass. His coverage has been reliable, verified, and constant. So much praise for News Daddy. I made the mistake. I thought JB was News Daddy. But apparently Brian is being referred to as News Daddy. But I don't know. JB's my News Daddy. I'm just saying that. She then quotes, I've said it before and I'll say it again. The only good development in this case is the public thirst for Brian Enton. Or she quotes. I'm sorry. She quoted that tweet. Then she shares missing person for Jelani Day. Then retweet for missing person Michael Bryson. Then a retweet for missing person Sarah B. Hurst. This is at 12:25 p.m. Then at 12:31, retweet from the Independent, or retweet from, I don't know, it's a retweet. Why keep running this? There are thousands of Americans missing. Tiara's family misses her. They are devastated, I'm assuming this says. 9:23, finally, and she quotes, new. KUTV2 News has confirmed Moab City will launch an investigation into how police handled an incident last month between Gabby Petito and Brian Landry. City spokesperson says the request for the investigation came from Moab City Police. 9:23. This is obscene. There are thousands of missing people that haven't been given a fraction of this funding. Brian Landry is a person of interest in a homicide, but at some point the taxpayers have a right to say enough is enough. Stop wasting our money. Now, I want to point out that not too long ago she put a text or a tweet up saying how Gabby has become like America's daughter, sister, best friend, niece, whatever. So Am I to assume that if someone were to harm or kill one of her family members of such relation, that she would want to not put forth money to help find the person responsible? Because that's what she's saying. And with that, she quotes, a lot of people are asking us what the search for Brian Landry and Carlton Reserve is costing taxpayers. Peace River Canine Search and Rescue says this effort so far has likely cost between $500K and $1 million. The president of the group says normally crews scale back after 2 days. 923. Retweet. A Northport law firm is now offering a reward up to $20,000 for information regarding Brian Landry's exact whereabouts. Still 923. The Daily Mail tracked down Roberta and Christopher Landry in Orlando, Florida. It's unclear why they were there. Where they weren't was at the park reserve where they claimed Brian Landry was last seen. 923. The photos were taken about 1.5 miles from Jose Baez's law office. Baez was the attorney that represented Casey Anthony, who was acquitted in the murder of her daughter. Wonder if they want Baez's services. 923. If your son was wanted by the FBI, would you be in Orlando for business, or would you be helping the authorities by cooperating with the investigation? If you are the dirty laundries, you go to Orlando, naturally, because your son, Brian Landry, isn't missing. 923. Hey, JB, this is not a state crime. The FBI goes off federal law. There's a federal law that specifically states that anyone that aids the offender in order to hinder or prevent his apprehension, what about her? Can't her be apprehended? To prevent apprehension, trial, or punishment is an accessory after the fact. And look at JB. She shared the U.S. code for you. Yeah. And then she quotes, parents cannot be charged with accessory after the fact, meaning if Brian Landry's parents helped him get away on that camping trip, they cannot be charged in the state of Florida. That's what Walt Batu just said. Why is she tweeting this to my news daddy then? I don't get it. If Walt said it and not JB. 923. Gabby Petito's murder happened on federal property, a national park. The murder will not be handled as a state case, which is why the FBI is managing the criminal investigation. Anyone involved in the murder or cover-up would be charged federally, regardless of where they live. Was it determined that she was killed in this park? I mean, I know that's where she was found, but I didn't think that they could determine where it happened. I mean, it's so much time had passed between her demise and when they found her, that I would think that most of the evidence was gone at that point. So, but regardless, I mean, she was found on federal property. So, I mean, for that alone, in my opinion, I think it might very likely warranted a federal case. So I'm just arguing semantics here, really. 923. Retweet. Confirmed. The Landry family was meeting with their lawyer in Orlando. 923. Oh, a Duggar tweet. Nice. 923. Brian Landry is charged with unauthorized access for using Gabby Petito's debit card following her murder. The indictment enabled the FBI to ramp up their efforts to find Brian Landry. He is no longer a person of interest. Wasn't she just complaining that things were too ramped up in finding him? In efforts to find him? Okay, whatever. Today's official FBI statement and the relevant charging documents are attached, as she quotes FBI Denver. 923. The arrest warrant issued for Brian Landry might not be for homicide, but it does make him a fugitive. This will give the FBI a lot more resources to utilize in order to capture him. NPPD hated the search of Brian after the arrest warrant was issued. Halted the search of Brian after the arrest warrant was issued. We'll go back tomorrow. Is he a fugitive even though he hasn't been arrested yet? I don't know. 923. This has always been a manhunt, but the Northport Police Department just got the memo today. Really? 6:51 p.m. Dear Northport Police, please give up your goose chase. Brian is not missing. He's a fugitive. He's on the run. The FBI says he's wanted. He's not in that stupid park. Because Katie said so. Y'all, come on. What are you doing, Northport? 6:56 p.m. Please stop sharing this photo. This is not Brian Landry. This is from August 28th in Georgia. Brian was in Wyoming on August 28th. Continuing to tag the FBI or anyone else would just slow down the investigation. Because only Katie can do that, guys. As she quotes, so the credit card fraud photo from days ago was him? That would make sense now. 9:23. When you are too dirty for even Jose Baez to represent you. Oh, and a Duggar post is 7:23. 7:30. It is my understanding that the arrest warrant for Brian Landry is related to activities occurring after the death of Gabby Petito and not related to her actual demise. Attorney says, Brian Landry's attorney says, when that occurs regarding the FBI finding Brian, he knows he's alive. Really? Because what? 7:30, continue. The FBI is focusing on locating Brian, and when that occurs, when that occurs, what, they can't locate his body or something afterwards? I mean, what is she talking about? Okay. 9:23. False. This is a federal case, and federal law trumps Florida. Sorry, WFLA. You keep getting this wrong. As she quotes WFLA's tweet, law protects Brian Landry's parents from accessory charges, but not from other allegations. This was at 7:48. Then at 7:55. No wonder Brian Landry offered Miranda Baker $200 for a 10-minute drive. He wasn't using his money. He stole Gabby's debit cards and then tried to pay someone to take him away from the murder scene. Oh my God. Now she's alleging that he was murdered, or she was murdered somewhere else? I mean, okay. 9:23. A Landry family source says that Brian left his house without his wallet or phone last week, but he had his backpack, so technically does he need his wallet? I don't know. I mean, can you fit the things from inside a wallet into a backpack? Can you put them in there? I don't know. He might need the wallet. If he's going on the run, ditching the phone is smart. 10:54 p.m. I'm pretty sure if the FBI believed the Landry story that Brian killed himself at the reserve, they wouldn't take out an arrest warrant. Yeah, because Katie knows. Yay, it's 9:24. This stupid day is over. Good morning. Today would be a great day to arrest Brian Landry and get justice for Gabby. 9:54 a.m. Retweet Brian Enton. Memorial visitation for Gabby Petito will be happening on Sunday from 12 to 5 at Maloney's Holbrook Funeral Home. 9:24. If Brian Landry is at Carlton Reserve, there are a lot of wild predators that could kill him. Actual elapsed footage from their trail cam shows just what he could encounter. And screenshots. Okay. Brian Landry's criminal case unsealed by the government. They are seeking immediate detention upon arrest due to flight risk and risk to safety of the community. The current charges have a sentence of up to 10 years in prison. 9:24. The case is unsealed. 9:24. As she quotes Joseph Petito's tweet at 12:22 p.m. Services for our sweet Gabby will be held at Maloney Funeral Home in Holbrook on Sunday, September 26th from 12 to 5. Thank to all for your support and love. 9:24. Brian Landry indicted. Arrest warrant issued. Brian's lawyer implies... 9:24. Retweet of Joseph Petito. In lieu of flowers for the service, please send donations to the future Gabby Petito Foundation through the Johnny Mick Foundation. 9:24. Duggar tweet. 9:24. Low-key love how the Landry's neighbors are showing them how they feel. Gabby Petito lived with them for over a year. They discarded her like trash. As she quotes the tweet by Brian Enton. Our producer Donna is at the house while we are at the reserve. She sent me this video. Someone posted pictures of the Landry's front lawn with the words, "I was here once." There is also a picture of Gabby posted on a tree. Not sure how that's the neighbors, though. I mean, the protesters probably put them up. The neighbors are allowing it, I imagine. So that is cool. 9:24. Duggar tweet. Nice. 9:24. If you are really worried about your son, you would not be speaking through an attorney. You would be searching for your son, pleading for help from the public, showing concern he is not lawyering up and meeting with a lawyer ahead of an arrest warrant being issued. As she quotes, the attorney for Brian Landry adds the Landry's family worried he may harm himself. Remember, today is 1 week mark since law enforcement announced Landry was nowhere to be found, and 10 days out from when Landry's family claimed he went hiking. I can't. The grammar and the English on these people, I can't. 9:24. As she quotes at 7:21 p.m. from Northport Police. 6:45, NPPD received a report of gunshots in the area of Brian Landry's home from unknown. No injuries are reported. Right now, no evidence any shots were actually fired in the area. No reports from the large contingency of media who were standing outside the home either. It's fun. That just sounds like he's taking a shot at the media, like the huge crowd of media. Yeah, we heard gunshots, but no reports from these fuckers either. It's funny. Okay. And it's 7:25, another Duggar post, or tweet. Still on 9:24. Gabby Petito's BFF details Brian's controlling, jealous behavior. Gabby Petito's best friend, Rose, opened up about Gabby's toxic relationship with Brian. This provides the first clues about the relationship and just how much control Brian had over her. 9:24. Gabby Petito's BFF details Brian's controlling, jealous behavior. Brian Landry faces 10 years in prison with indictment. 9:24. Instead of teaching our daughters how not to be abused, let's teach our sons not to become abusers. 9:24. When we teach a girl how not to be abused, we assume that a victim can control what an abuser chooses to do. We can teach our daughters to identify red flags, but a man will abuse if they want to abuse. We must teach our sons not to abuse, period. Why can't we teach, why sons? What, are males the only ones who abuse? I mean, come on. This is just asshole. 9:24. Victim shaming is gross. It is never the victim's fault. As she quotes a tweet at 11:30 p.m. by Krista Monroe. That's A, inaccurate, and B, irrelevant. We should be teaching both our sons and daughters to treat each other well and accept nothing less. Yeah, it's a good tweet. 11:31, Katie tweets. Who said we don't teach our daughters that? But teaching them not to become abused assumes if they do the right things, it won't happen, and that's not how abuse works. No, it's not. But we can teach them to leave if it happens. 9:24. Brian Landry is not missing. He's a fugitive on the run. I love doing that. 9:24. The city attorney thinks police officers in Moab, Utah deserve commendation for helping Brian Landry get a hotel room after Brian was seen punching and slapping Gabby. 9:25. Yay. 12:34 a.m. She quotes, anybody who watches Dateline knows there's something called #crazy ass psycho white dude syndrome, and there are a lot of them. It's crazy ass psycho white girl syndrome too, just saying. 9:25. Rewatching Gabby Petito's video on YouTube, I realized something. Maybe the reason the video contained so much old footage of videos from other trips was because she had so little footage of their trip. When it was raining, she was alone in the tent. Brian wasn't there. 9:25. Gabby Petito's BFF Rose Davis has been catching heat on social media because a post that occurred around or shortly after Gabby's murder. On August 30th, a caption posted, "She was innocent," sparked suspicions. She's adamant she was in Florida at that time. 9:25. On September 13th, North Point PIO Josh Taylor said that they never made contact with Brian Landry and that all of their attempts to contact him were refused by his parents. A press conference days later, they said they knew where Brian Landry was, but this interview contradicts that. 9:25. Hey, a Duggar tweet. 9:25. For real or for clout, either way, Dog is on the case. As she quotes Brian Enton, Dog the bounty hunter at the house. 9:25. Dog the bounty hunter tracked down Andrew Luster in Mexico, a man that was convicted and sentenced to 124 years in prison for R. Luster jumped his nail, and his trial was done without him present. Dog might want clout, but he can capture fugitives. Then at 5 p.m. she fixed the nail into bail. Okay, all right. 9:25. Dwayne, Dog the bounty hunter. Where did she take out? What? Chapman shows up, knocks on Brian Landry's front door. 9:25. Does anyone know what the bounty is at this point for Brian Landry? Pretty sure you have to be like on the run, like a fugitive on the run, in order for there to be a bounty? Like, don't you have to have bail, skip bail, and then a bounty is assigned? I mean, he hasn't even been arrested yet, let alone found. He hasn't been found yet. Why? How would? Oh, whatever. Anyway, 9:25. Garbage humans are attracted to other garbage humans. If you are standing Brian Landry, please seek help. Wow. Like, all right. If this doesn't convince Without a Crystal Ball followers what she thinks of it. I mean, she just called you all garbage. Like, for real. She just said you're garbage. I don't know. I don't think I'd want to sub to someone. Whatever. 9:25. Is Fox News trying to turn Gabby Petito's death into a reality show? Did they bring Dog into the hunt? If that is the case, this feels so exploitative. I don't care if he's experienced. This is being turned into a circus. So bringing a reality show TV star who's famous for his profession in which is related somewhat to this story or to specifics in the story, that's exploitative. But a gossip rag tea channel on YouTube blogger talking about it incessantly, tweeting about it constantly, that's not exploitative. Okay. And she was quoting Fox News at 8:33 or 8:13 p.m. First on Fox, watch Dog the Bounty Hunter reveals hottest area authorities need to search to find Brian Landry. 9:25. I'm not sure what that is. Bonnie Chapman. 9:25. In the body cam footage, Gabby Petito answered when asked about where she lived. She said she was from New York, but her license said Florida right now. Also, their trip started in New York and not Florida. Did Gabby move back to New York before leaving for the road trip? Yay, 9:26. Okay. A source in North Carolina said that there had been a lot of FBI cars and Park Service employees at Great Smoky Mountain Park looking for someone in the park and woods. Locals claim that there have been military federal planes circling the area at night, too. At 4:59 p.m. on 9/26. Wow, she went a long time without tweeting there. According to the source, there are no reports of missing people in the area. Park Reserve were seen on horses searching the rugged terrain. The source says the Appalachian Trail is too busy for Brian Landry to be there. But the park's around the dense forest, and it's easy to hide. 9:26. Thought on Gabby Petito's friend Rose? There are so many rumors, and I love your hot take. Hot take, really? 9:26. Gabby Petito's best friend Rose laughing at a funeral. Has the internet divided? Oh, Gabby Petito's best friend Rose laughing at her funeral has the internet divided. Everyone grieves differently, but she wants your hot take, because on all the rumors. 9:26. Retweet. Katie Joy. Gabby Petito's best friend Rose laughing at her funeral has the internet divided. Everyone grieves differently. Okay. 11:17 p.m. For reference, I am not criticizing Rose. We laughed and shared funny stories at my good friend's funeral years ago. I'm simply stating this is causing talk online. Rose was in Sarasota in August. I don't know what that means, but as she quotes Katie Joy, Gabby Petito's best friend Rose laughing. Okay. 11:19 p.m. For reference, I'm not criticizing Rose. We laughed and shared funny stories at my good friend's funeral years ago. I'm simply stating this is causing talk online. Rose was in Sarasota in August. Okay. 9:26. According to Social Blade, Brian Landry followed one person on September 15th and one person on September 16th. This is supposedly when he was missing, but before his parents reported him missing. 9:27. That was a short day. 9:27. There is so much irony that a man who couldn't drink out of a plastic bottle because it's harmful to the environment and follows vegan organic farming sites which promote peaceful living would end up being a murderer. He was a wolf in sheep's clothing. Because vegans don't kill people? Come on now. 9:27. Retweet Brian Enton. The blowhorn protesters are back outside the laundry house, bright and early, shouting justice for Gabby. They say okay. 9:27. With protesters outside the Landry home, many have asked if this legal. Is this legal? Residential picketing is not illegal in the state of Florida. Individuals are allowed to protest on public streets. However, they must do so in an orderly fashion and not disturb the peace. 9:27. The flowers dropped off at the Landry's home were sent by a Twitter user. She sent them for Gabby as a memorial to her. As she quotes at 1:35 p.m., flowers were just dropped off at the Landry's house. 9:27. Jonathan Riches is a convicted fraudster, according to Wikipedia. He has his own page. He has allegedly filed over 2,600 lawsuits. He spent time in federal prison for wire fraud. He sued Michael Vick, Martha Stewart, George Bush, as she quotes at 3:01 p.m. As Jonathan Riches, oh, okay, he's one of the people with the blowhorn, okay. Jonathan Riches and Andrea Griffin were doing their 1 p.m. demonstration outside of Brian Landry's home. Flowers were delivered. The delivery driver was asked by Jonathan if the flowers were for Gabby, and he said no. No one answered when the driver knocked on the door. 9:27. Retweet Brian Enton. Another important story. 19-year-old Maya Marzano went missing over the weekend about a mile from University of Central Florida. Retweet Brian Enton. Update on this. And at 3:39 p.m. and she quotes Orange County Sheriff's Office. Maya Marcano update. Okay, I'm just gonna butcher names. I'm not gonna try. 9:27. Northport PD interfering in the flower delivery for Gabby, saying they can't be delivered here. And she quotes Brian Enton's tweet. More flowers arriving for makeshift Gabby Petito Memorial on swale in front of Landry's house. But police just said in this video it is not allowed, and it is all going to go in the garbage. They prefer people send flowers to official memorials near City Hall. 9:27. Maybe a neighbor of the Landrys would allow the flowers to sit on their yard. I think it's ridiculous that the NPPD is denying flowers to be delivered to a home because no one will see it. People are trying to send a message to the Landrys. Maybe that's why they're denying it, because I get people are mad and they want his parents to step in and do something and say something and, hold their son to task. I get that and I understand that, but we still don't know all the facts. We don't have all the information. So for all we know, these two people could just be harassed and berated and for no reason or for an unjust reason. I don't know. And she's saying, how dare the cops not support this? Anyway, I mean, she doesn't even like people talking shit about her online. She views that as harassment. And she's supporting this shit. Even if they are guilty, that doesn't give people a right to harass people. And I get that people are angry, so I'm not going to bitch about it, but I'm just saying. 9:20, okay, I already read that one. 9:27. An R. Kelly tweet. Well, what do you know? Okay. 9:27. Imagine if the Northport police put this much energy into watching Brian Landry's home before his disappearance, because they should have seen this coming. Yeah. They didn't even know that, anyone was missing yet, but they should have been watching him. As they do to prevent flower delivery to the Landry's home in honor of Gabby. No support. Josh Duggar. Okay, it's a Duggar tweet. 9:27. Confirmed that the NPPD officer was acting without direction and maybe just being a jerk. I mean, update. A Northport police spokesman told us they will let people leave flowers here until they get a complaint. That was at 4:48. 9:27. Retweet. Lisa Chapman. I can confirm Dog has a hot lead on Brian's location. Dad has alerted the proper authorities. Say a prayer. 5:32. Please let this be. Rumors have been circulating for 2 days that Brian Landry has been spotted in North Carolina. As she quotes Lisa Chapman's tweet there. 9:27. Carefully crafted words by Brian Landry's attorney. The speculation by the public and some in the press that the parents assisted Brian in leaving the family home or in avoiding arrest on a warrant that was issued after Brian had already been reported missing. After. Yeah? It was issued after. As she then quotes, 5:46, she quotes it, okay. After reported missing for several days is just wrong. I'm not sure how that's carefully worded. That's factual wording. Well, maybe that's why it's so foreign to Katie. 9:27. Retweet. I live in a small town in something. This woman below has been missing since April. Okay. And she retweets a missing person case. Oh, the Maya case. Okay. 9:27. 911 audio. Utah police knew Brian Landry hit Gabby Petito. Flowers flood the Landry's home in honor of Gabby Petito. 9:27. We've got a big update coming out of Arkansas related to Josh Duggar's case. 9:27. The campsite is 75 miles away from Landry's home. Stephen Bertuolo said that he wouldn't be concerned about a campground, in his opinion. As she then quotes the tweet at 8:29 p.m. by Josh, update according to Dog's team, deputy arrived to Fort DeSoto Park to check new lead in case. Return tomorrow as it's too dark now for search. Okay. At 8:32 p.m. Since Brian Landry might be in Pinellas County, you might want to check the scanner in Pinellas County versus Sarasota County. Just saying. Oh, good thing she told them that. 9:27. Duggar tweet. 9:27. And remember, just because the FBI did not release information about the Landry's camping trip, it's okay. 9:27. Dog says he could be there or he could have left, then wouldn't say who he contacted, as she quotes Brian Enton's tweet. Here's my conversation with Dog the Bounty Hunter just now about his new lead. He says Landry's were camping at Fort DeSoto campground. He says he alerted the authorities. He explains his evidence in the call. 9:27. Duggar tweet again. 9:27. Here, Alyssa seems to suggest that the FBI or law enforcement has already searched this area. She said it's happened before where an area has been searched and cleared, and they go back in to find the fugitive. As she quotes Alyssa Chapman's tweet, per protocol with these cases, when we get leads and areas, we must pass it on to the authorities. It has happened before when an area has been searched and cleared, and we go back in to find the fugitive. 9:27, she tweets, I wasn't rude. I was clarifying the statement, and she blocked me. Odd. Sure, Jen. Here, listen. Okay, she retweets it again. Yay, we're at 9:28. Oh, my God. Okay. At 8:23, she tweets and quotes a tweet. They should refer people to the FBI. And she quotes, statement from Pinellas regarding Brian Landry and, okay. We're not conducting an investigation at Fort DeSoto. We are unaware of any confirmed sighting of Brian. We will continue to refer you to Northport PD for any further questions. Not surprised, she says, as she quotes the same. Why did she quote it twice? All right, 9:28. The FBI will not comment on ongoing investigations. Their silence does not mean that they do not know anything. They have vast resources and know more than what we do. Because of their silence, many assume they are dropping the ball. This is an unfair assessment. Wasn't she saying the same shit about North Point, like in Moab or something? I mean, come on. 9:28. While people search for Brian, Maya is still missing. She was last seen. Okay. She was last seen in 9:24. The person of interest in her disappearance was found dead from an apparent suicide. If you know anything, please. Oh. 9:28. Yesterday, and Duggar tweet. Okay. 9:28. People are actually getting mad at Brian Enton for reporting that he hasn't been able to verify any of the claims made by Dog the Bounty Hunter. This is Brian's job. He is to report factual information and verify claims. Don't shoot the messenger. Yet it's Katie's job to, just spout nonsense and bullshit without verifying it. It's not Brian's. One of them is a reporter. The other one's a joke. 9:28. Gabby Petito's family is using the press conference to announce the Gabby Petito Foundation. The family is thanking law enforcement and grantee and search and rescue for finding Gabby. Then at 1:06 p.m., Gabby Petito's father, Joseph, thanked the press, social media for their help in locating Gabby Petito. Gabby's mom, Nicole Schmidt, thanked the AWARE Foundation. She also thanked the law enforcement in New York for taking the report. 1:08 p.m. Gabby Petito's attorney says they are trusting the FBI, the premier law enforcement agency, to bring them justice for Gabby's homicide. He demanded that Brian Landry to turn himself in to local law enforcement. 1:09 p.m. Gabby Petito's family is 100% happy with the work of the FBI, seemingly squashing rumors that the FBI is not doing enough to find Brian Landry. 1:10 p.m. Gabby Petito's family attorney stated that the Landry family did nothing to help them find Gabby and do not expect them to help them find Brian Landry. 1:14 p.m. Joseph Petito stated that every missing person deserves the amount of heightened awareness that Gabby Petito's case received. 1:16 p.m. Gabby Petito's family stated that they prefer that people contact the FBI and local law enforcement with tips about Brian Landry's location in lieu of contacting other tip lines set up by John Walsh or Dog the Bounty Hunter. Yeah, that makes sense. Oh, and didn't Katie, though, ask for any of your viewers if they have tips to just get in touch with her? But why doesn't she tell them to go to the FBI? Anyways, 9:28. Gabby Petito's family is trusting the FBI to find Brian Landry and bring them justice for Gabby's homicide. While it's easy to get swept up in social media conspiracy theories, please remember that the FBI's silence means nothing. Let them do their work. 9:28. No, Brian Landry did not go live on Instagram. The video was lifted from another creator's fishing trip. Please share. Okay. 9:28. False. The FBI has confirmed nothing to the public or the media about Roberta or Christopher Landry using burner phones. Please do not spread misinformation. As she quotes, Justin, Roberta Landry, Brian Landry's mother, has a burner phone confirmed by FBI. That sicko misses his mommy so much that he asked her to buy a burner phone so he can speak to her. Ah, must suck to not see your parents, right? Karma's a bitch. It was at 2:45 p.m. 2:46 p.m. Unpopular opinion, but Dog the Bounty Hunter's involvement is turning this case into complete chaos and a circus. He may have determined they went camping on those dates, but they also went camping after, according to neighbors. 9:28. This, in quotes, Brian Eaton says otherwise until this. Brian Landry is still on the run. Yep. 9:28. It also gives Brian time to destroy evidence if he knows that people are on his trail, because he hasn't had time to destroy evidence as of yet. 4:25 p.m. I will not apologize for someone claiming to confirm a Twitter account is Brian Landry when there is no confirmation from the FBI or any law enforcement that this is true. If that account is not Brian, if that account is not Brian, they then receive unnecessary harassment. Now she cares about unnecessary harassment. And what is necessary harassment, I wonder? Because she's speculating, she's suggesting that she's fine with some harassment and that is even necessary. What, when, and what is that? I'm curious. 4:25 p.m. I do apologize if that comes across as accusing you of lying. Perhaps you are misinformed. Perhaps we have different burdens to prove. But I'm trying not to get into the weeds of the various conspiracy theories at present. In other words, you should do the same. 9:28. Anna Duggar tweet. 9:28. Brian Landry's potential hiding spot revealed by Dog. Please deny he's there. 9:28. Who else is standing Brian Eaton right now? I swear he's the most unbiased reporter in this case, and he's so reliable. He's working overtime to bring the news. 9:28. This is not Brian Landry. Patrick McDowell was wanted for the murder of a Nassau County Sheriff's deputy. He's been hiding for 5 days. Please share so people know this is not Brian. 9:28. Brian Eaton said it best today on Twitter Live. He said, there is a lot of false information being constantly shared on Twitter and throughout social media about the Gabby Petito case. I caution all of you to please use discernment when you see outlandish claims and always verify. He was tweeting that to you, Katie, so yeah. 9:28. This sounds like legal speak. I wonder who spoke to Dog. Because Dog's never spoken to a lawyer before, right? Come on. I understand we all want justice for Gabby, but we have to trust the FBI. They know way more than any of us. Their silence does not mean they are screwing up the case, but it does mean that Port Police or whatever they're called, they're screwing it up if they're silent. Yeah. According to Katie. 9:28. Retweet. Literally had never heard of JB before, Gabby Petito, and was only vaguely familiar with the name Brian Eaton, but these. 9:28. Brian Landry's attorney did not know when Gabby died. When he said the warrant was related for crimes that occurred after Gabby Petito's death, he was damn near quoting the press release from the FBI. The FBI said it was for actions after Gabby's death. She just realized that? Retweets. Overshadowed by the Gabby Petito's case, Sean Paul Schultz is pleading with the public to not forget about the double murders. Yeah. At 9:57 p.m. I always find it ironic. Okay, Duggars. 9:28. Duggar. 9:29. Oh my God, we're almost there. Almost there. Okay, 9:29. Too bad it wasn't Brian Landry, poor doggy. As she quotes at 12:29 a.m. An alligator that is believed to have swallowed a dog whole was captured by trappers. What the? Oh my God. 9:29. Isn't this the same color shirt of the phone we saw of someone looking like Brian walking by the family home at 9:17? What was? What the? Okay. Just taking a stroll after coming home with Gabby Petito. Does anyone wonder if Brian lied to his parents about what happened? Oh, I see what they're saying. Okay. So stupid. Whoa. 8:50 a.m. This Florida man has won the internet for the month of September. Oh yeah, this was a cool video. 9:29. About to start Netflix's new documentary on Britney Spears. Twitterverse says names are being dropped and the world is gonna explode. 9:29. Was not expecting... Oh, it's a Britney tweet. Sorry, Julie Virgo, I'm not reading the Britney tweets. 9:29. Another Britney tweets. Okay, 9:29. Retweet. Now, getting reports there's activity at Fort DeSoto. Reports of law enforcement on scene and helicopter in the air. 10:22 a.m. Gabby Petito case, let today be the day. 10:22 a.m. Now, getting reports there's activity at Fort DeSoto. Reports of law enforcement on the scene, helicopter in the air. So she quoted that. 10:27 a.m. Pinellas County Sheriff's Office scanner has no one talking, but the static doesn't sound the same. Anyone else listening? 9:29. This is what the Pinellas County scanner has sounded like for at least a half hour. There are no voices, no one talking. The static is very loud and not normal. Yesterday, dispatch was clearly heard. Today, nothing. 10:46 a.m. This is what... Wait, why did she retweet that? Oh, okay, I don't care. 9:29. Wait, what? As she quotes, Pinellas County Sheriff's Office tells me they know of no police activity at Fort DeSoto right now. They say their chopper is in the hangar, and the only chopper over the area is a news helicopter. 11:05 a.m. 11:07 a.m. Wait, who gave the first report? As she quotes, per Eagle 8 WFLA. No visuals of scene. They're heading back to the fort for another look. I'm getting reports out of Dog's camp as well. They are on the ground. Nothing confirmed at this point. 9:29. Where did Josh get that report? How pretty. Chopper over the area. Saw no police activity. 9:29. Retweet JB. Laundry Manhunt will be streaming within the hour on WFLA now with a Gabby Petito Brian Landry update. Can't give it a specific... Okay. 9:29. She retweets. And yes, we actually have an update. Can't give specifics. Okay. 12:10 p.m. Emojis. 12:10 p.m. as she quotes. Live on WFLA now across all platforms at 12:30 with a Brian Landry search update. 9:29. Comments/questions from my Facebook page. I hope the update from WFLA isn't that they are searching the Carlton Reserve again. Also, if something major was happening, wouldn't other outlets have this information too? 9:29. Dog the Bounty Hunter claims he has tracked down Brian Landry to a remote location and that he was alive as of 12 hours ago. I have no idea if this is true or not, but TMC just reported. 9:29. He had a good reason for not going live and now says there is no update on Brian Landry being found. In fact, JB says Brian Landry has not been found. As she quotes at 1:04 p.m. Just so we're all on the same page, Brian Landry has not been found, and Gabby Petito's autopsy results are yet to be released. Just checked again. There's no imminent WFLA now stream at this time. 9:29. Please remember that law enforcement does manage other crime. Not all calls on the scanner in Pinellas County are related to Brian Landry. 1:37 p.m. Brian Enton says that there have been no reports of law enforcement presence in Pinellas County today, and chopper views saw nothing at Fort DeSoto. He also said Dog the Bounty Hunter texted him and said Dog is tracking. 1:38 p.m. Clarification, Dog's assistant said Dog was tracking. That she cares to get right. That's a fact she cares to correct, but none of the other 1:39 p.m. Brian Enton says that there have been no reports of law enforcement present. Oh, we already said that. 1:41 p.m. Over an hour ago, TMZ reported that Dog was within less than an hour of Brian Landry's alleged location. No updates. I think Dog should maybe not say anything until he has verifiable physical proof, like Brian is standing in front of him before he says anything. 9:29. According to TMZ, someone saw Brian Landry and an older woman enter an AT&T store to buy a burner phone. By BY? The store directed TMZ to the FBI. The FBI said no comment. 9:29. Unless News Daddy reports it, I don't believe it. As she quotes Brian Ensign at 2:03 p.m., we have confirmed this surveillance video from the Fort DeSoto Park campground has been turned over to the FBI. 2:07 p.m. So this is the big lead. Dog is on an island. Someone connected to Dog told TMZ that this was where Brian Landry is hiding. Lisa Chapman recently tweeted possibly a location. 9:29. And a carjacking of a white Tahoe. What? 3:21 p.m. Stephen Bertolini would probably just be better not to comment on anything. I don't know many attorneys that respond this much to questions from the media. He's putting out conflicting info, which can all be used against his clients. I think we got it. Okay. What? Now some guy in North Carolina claims they captured Brian Landry. Locals reporting FBI dogs seen all over. Brian Landry is in so many places at once. 3:21 p.m. So dude in North Carolina claims they found Brian Landry. During his live stream, where he shows a blurry photo of a guy in a red shirt and a red hat, his phone rings and he disappears. Same guy also claims that dog is in North Carolina too. 3:21. According to research, Thomas Landry in North Carolina, 71... Thomas appears to be Christopher's brother and Brian's uncle. Thomas owns it. Yeah, okay. 9:29. Josh Benson clarifies that his tweet this morning about police at Fort DeSoto and Chopper in the air came from Dog's team. He was given a card of the Leo at the scene, but he couldn't say why they'd be there. Chopper could have been the WFLA's chopper. So WFLA reported their own chopper was in the air. That's funny. Okay. 9:29. In my opinion, everyone is going to be shocked when Brian Landry is captured in some place like Iowa by the FBI, because the FBI is probably searching places we don't know and have no idea they are there. But if they're any good at their jobs, I would hope so. 4:07 p.m. The story this morning was that Brian was alive, and this was where he was, not its potential traces. I can't keep up. As she quotes from Fox News, private K-9 unit heading out to small island off Florida where Dog the bounty hunter got a tip. Dog's story has gone from morning. Brian is alive and on this island. He was last seen at 10 p.m. alive. 2 afternoon. There may be a possible trace of Brian at this island. It's a possible location. I know. No one else can exaggerate and, or just make shit up, like, unless it's Katie. I mean, come on, Dog. You should know better. You're stealing her thunder. Just saying. 4:13 p.m. One question. Dog said he's not spoken to the Landry family. For a canine to track Brian, they need his scent. So how are they tracking Brian without something from Brian's family to track the scent? Okay. 4:29. Meanwhile, back in North Carolina, how it started. I think we got him. How it's going. At the request of law enforcement, Skyline has pulled the story about Brian Landry. Stay tuned. 9:29. Brian Landry has been caught by more people today than I can count. I mean, literally, everyone on Twitter has either seen or caught him. Also, we should start a support group for the balding, semi-short, thin guys that may be excused of being him. I think Katie just wants like a pool for dating. I don't know. I created a flyer for the new support group I started for the victims of mistaken identity of Brian Landry. These poor guys being accused of being an alleged murderer. It's got to be scary. What is it? What time is this? 6:42 p.m. Yeah, I'm a detective. I feel like Nancy Drew would have cracked this case by now. You just feel like Nancy Drew. The rest of the sentence is no. Or what she really means in with this tweet. I feel like Nancy Drew, and I would have cracked this case by now. That's what she's saying. 6:42 p.m. Oh, it's a Britney thing. 9:29 still. Don't see a campsite and definitely don't know that it has anything to do with Brian Landry. Quoting Fox News, Brian Landry hunts. Fox News Digital follows Dog the bounty hunter the moment he comes across a campsite on Shell Island. 9:29. Barefoot footprints. Everyone in Dwayne Dog Chapman's search party is wearing appropriate footgear. You wouldn't be walking into the brush like that here, though. So why say it? Why tweet it? Hey, Scooby, I think I found a clue. She would be more like Scooby. No, Scooby was kind of cool. 9:29. Brian would never drink a Monster Energy. He's too organic for that. So, is she saying that she knows Brian? Because then it really would that claim that she was hiding Brian have been that false, that far out there? I'm just saying. All right. 9:29. This is Fox trolling us, right? This can't be real. 9:29. Dude, how did no one post the massive fight that just happened at Brian Landry's house? One of his neighbors lost it on the protesters. 8:35 p.m. With the amount of time that the FBI has invested in Carlton Reserve, I truly believe that they might think he's dead. 8:42 p.m. Y'all do know that the guy outside Brian Landry's home is a convicted felon. He's known for inserting himself into cases for attention. He's filed over 2,600 bogus lawsuits. He's tried to sue Martha Stewart, George Bush, etc. He also lied about Bernie Madoff. Now, why did she retweet that? Oh, and lawsuits against celebrities. Okay. 9:29. So damn... Brittany. 9:29. Josie deserves a medal for all the rumors she's trying to clear up with the Landry attorney. Yay, September 30th. Yay. 1-800 not Brian. Okay. 8:44 a.m. Yesterday 8:44 a.m. Per Variety, Dog the Bounty Hunter is shopping a new show, and the production company could use the footage of his search for Brian Landry in the show. Could be. 9:38 a.m. Roberta looks agitated. Christopher looks they gotta be somewhere fast. Are they out of milk again, or do they have another meeting with their lawyer? The fuck? While quoting Brian Enton, the Landrys left the house, both of them in the red pickup. 12:59 p.m. Did Northport police ever physically see Brian Landry? On September 13th, PIO... Okay, we already read that one. It feels like hours ago that I read that, to be honest, but whatever. Retweet. Did Northport... So she's retweeting her own tweet. She's retweeting herself. Okay. At 1:18 p.m. yesterday. Breaking. U.S. Assistant Attorney Stephanie Spreacher filed an attorney appearance notice into Brian Landry's criminal case. She will be assisting lead attorney Nicole M. Romine in the prosecution. Currently, there are no attorneys listed for Brian Landry. Because... Okay. Police activity right now at the Landry's house. She tweeted from Brian Enton. 1:27 p.m. FBI inside the home of Roberta and Christopher Landry. This comes after the Landrys left the home for 3 hours this morning. Quoting Brian Enton, FBI at the house. 1:33 p.m. FBI agents are currently searching the camper parked in the driveway of the Landrys' home. 2:14 p.m. The fact that the FBI is needing DNA and evidence to aid canines in their search for Brian seems to imply they are searching somewhere that hasn't been publicized. This is a good strategy. Don't spook Brian. Make him feel comfortable so he doesn't flee. See, Katie approves. You got the Katie stamp of approval there, FBI. Good job. Yeah, you should put that on your fridge. Okay. 2:19 p.m. The FBI doesn't release information about investigations because, oh, here we go. This is going to be good. They don't want a suspect to be tipped off. Tipping off a suspect can cause them to destroy evidence or flee. They want suspects to have no clue where they are or what they are doing purposely. Really? Holy shit. 2:42 p.m. Are the feds still at Carlton Reserve today? 4:09 p.m. Whoa, people actually think this? 4:09. 409. How many times did she tweet that? And then quoted, however you feel about Brian Landry doesn't affect me because we all have the right to voice our opinions. I feel he is innocent and very afraid to come forward at this time. On his terms is when things will happen. The ball is being prepared to roll. And she did this 4 times in a row. Why? 4:52 p.m. Dog the Bounty Hunter is not back out at the island today. According to an interview with Brian Enton, Dog is following new leads. This comes one day after Bragg was certain that Brian was on these islands and his capture imminent. 6:36 p.m. According to Florida state law, independent bounty hunting is prohibited. Only licensed bail agents are allowed to arrest fugitives, and they must go through training in the state of Florida. Dog has no legal authority to pursue Brian in Florida. But he's not trying to collect a bounty, so there is no bounty. 6:37 p.m. Okay. She tweeted this twice. Why? I don't see a mistake here. Oh, maybe she didn't add the link. That might be why. 6:49 p.m. Brian Landry's family camper searched by FBI. Retrieve items DNA. 7:13 p.m. She quotes herself saying that. 7:19 p.m. Stephen Bertolino seemingly spends most of his time acting like the FBI only cares about Brian because he's a missing person, almost ignoring the elephant in the room of Gabby Petito's murder. It's so bizarre. Well, it's his job. I mean, he's not, he knows it's there. Okay, 7:52 p.m. Brian Landry's attorney, Stephen, has never tried a criminal case in federal district court. In fact, a look through Pacer shows that Stephen has filed 42 bankruptcy cases in New York, 5 civil lawsuits in New York. His last federal case was 2015. 8:21 p.m. Christine and Isabel Brown celebrate. Oh, it's Brown. What? I don't know. 8:37. A second body cam was just released related to the August 12th domestic violence incident between Gabby Petito and Brian Landry. The officer noticed visible bruises on her face and arms. Gabby said that Brian hit her, but she continued to blame herself for everything. That's sad. 8:42 p.m. This is absolutely insane. The police officer who interviewed the witnesses called him on the phone. The witness said over the phone that Brian Landry took Gabby's backpack and put it outside the van and tried to leave Gabby. He also saw the fight. 8:59 p.m. When the officer tells Gabby Petito that he has to separate them for the night, she began hyperventilating and said, "We're a team. No, please, we're a team. This is going to give me so much anxiety." Okay, 9:14 p.m. The second body cam video shows a very empathetic officer talking to Gabby Petito about coping skills, managing anxiety, and he even counseled her to consider leaving the relationship. Also, the witness changed his story when the officer called him. 9:30 p.m. Officer Pratt told Gabby that 2 witnesses saw Brian Landry hit her. He pointed out bruises on her arms and a scratch bruise on her face. Gabby Petito said that she hit Brian first. She refused to say that he hit her, only that he grabbed her arm and face, leaving a mark that burned. 10:01 p.m. Live stream discussion. 10:21 p.m. This is so awful. More body cam footage, Gabby Petito and Brian Landry. 11:43 p.m. I watched the body cam video again. I initially thought Officer Pratt was being empathetic, but I watched it more critically. He was patronizing, asking leading questions, and making her feel like she was the wrong one. Gabby was crying for help. 11:48 p.m. Gabby Petito was crying for help. She was anxious, gaslit, and abused. He tried to take her van and take her whole life with him. She was fighting for her life, her things, and her safety. She deserved so much more. I'm so sorry, Gabby. 11:53 p.m. Gabby Petito crying, "But we're a team, please don't separate us," was heartbreaking to hear. Brian Landry isolated her from everyone. He made her believe she couldn't be without him. He took away her job, her friends, her life, then isolated her in a van. Really? Because you know everything that happened? I mean, what God this is really kind of telling, though, I think, to the inner workings of Katie's mind, because none of this is confirmed, validated, suggested, or anything. It's barely even speculated by most people. There's nothing, though, to back up the speculation, the little minute amount of speculation there is. But she's already running with it. She's written the rest of the narrative. She's got the rest of it written out. And she's trying to take her view of how she sees the situation. And she's putting it out there for the world. She wants the world to live in her mind. That's fucking scary. Is that 11:53? Okay. Yay, today. Okay. 12:22 a.m. If you are being abused by your partner, there is help available. You are capable, intelligent, worthy, beautiful, resilient, and strong. Leaving is scary, but there is a way out. Help is available 24/7. Call the DV hotline, 1-800-799-7233. Then 12:55 a.m. He got to the highest spot in the room to search for Brian Landry. Yeah. Dude, that's the cat that keeps running away from you. Just a minute. That cat's trying to get the fuck away from you. Come on now. Poor kitty. 8:23 a.m. No cop asked about who owned the van. Gabby Petito was scared that Brian was leaving with her van and all of her possessions. Yes, they were a couple, but not married, and there was no joint ownership over the van. He tried to steal her van, but they labeled her the abuser. 8:28 a.m. Why isn't Brian being charged with grand theft auto? He stole her van and drove home with it. The officers in Utah and Northport don't seem to care about that. Brian Landry had a habit of stealing a van from Gabby Petito that he didn't own. And 8:32, she quotes herself saying, if you are being abused by your partner, there's help available. Okay. 8:59 a.m. Another domestic violence tweet with images. And with it, she says, body cam video has highlighted the serious lack of education and training of law enforcement in identifying victims of domestic violence. October is Domestic Violence Awareness Month. Please help spread the word that love is respect. 9:32 a.m. Gabby Petito is in the exact age bracket that women are most at risk for experiencing intimate partner violence, ages 18 to 24. 1 in 2 female murder victims and 1 in 3 male murder victims are killed by intimate partners. 9:33 a.m. Oh, she retweeted it. 9:56 a.m. It's a retweet. If you or someone you know needs out of an abusive situation, call the Domestic DV Center. Okay. If you, 10:01 a.m. If you believe cops handle this situation the best they could, please educate yourself on misogyny, victim blaming, the signs of a domestic violence victim, etc. Officer Pratt treated Gabby Petito like a crazy, ignorant child. Brian Landry was treated with respect. While she's quoting from Kevin Webb, I watched all the Moab police body cam footage of the Gabby Petito and Brian Landry stop. I still believe they handled it best they could, given the information they had. Police cannot become thought police. They tried to be lawful and fair. 10:44 a.m., she tweets. More than once, Officer Pratt degrades Gabby Petito by calling her small, 110 pounds soaking wet, a small female, when describing the incident to other officers, his superiors, and T.O. He even said, let society judge him, so I'm gonna. 11:15 a.m. Officer Pratt stated too many times, women want to go back to their abusers. Will say whatever to not get their abuser in trouble, then the abuse escalates and the woman ends up getting killed. This is exactly what happened to Gabby Petito. 11:57 a.m. What else are the Laundries lying about? As she quotes from Brian Enton. To my knowledge, Cassie went for a day. Laundry family attorney says Brian's sister Cassie was at the campgrounds last month, despite Cassie saying in an earlier interview she hasn't spoken to Brian since he returned to Florida. 12:55 p.m. Cassie Landry told Good Morning America that she hadn't been able to talk to Brian Landry since he returned home from the trip. She said the attorney advised him not to talk to anyone. 1:18 p.m. During Cassie Landry's interview with Good Morning America, she said she had no idea the van was back. She then stated she thought he flew back because that's what he did when he is... Actually, I don't want to say that. 1:46 p.m. When the reporter asked Cassie Landry about hearing the news about Gabby Petito being missing and Brian Landry was back in Florida, Cassie said she heard about it through the news. Cassie reportedly saw Brian on the 1st and the 6th. 1:53 p.m. Gabby Petito's parents, Joseph Petito and Nicole Schmidt, both slammed Cassie Landry after her interview with Good Morning America. Neither seemed to believe any of her claims. Joseph spoke to News Nation and Nicole spoke to Daily Mail. At 2:12 p.m. I'm learning everything from the news too, on how Cassie Landry found out Gabby was missing and that Brian was home. 2:19 p.m. Retweet Katie by Katie. When the reporter, okay. As she quotes, I also asked Brian Landry's attorney if Cassie was aware Brian returned without Gabby when she saw him. He responded with a no comment. Two 23 p.m. Katie tweets, no comment, but Bertolino is always so open about everything else. Could it be this? Me waiting for Steven to give us the next clue into what Brian Landry did after coming home and trying to clear up another lie by the dirty Landrys. 2:32 p.m. For anyone who needs to hear this, the Landrys are not acting like parents who are worried about their missing son. They have never made a public plea nor expressed any emotions. If your child is missing, you pound the pavement trying to find them. 2:37 p.m. News Daddy on the scene, getting the scoop. I don't believe it until News Daddy reports it. Dude. Brian, I have no doubt that you kind of like the term News Daddy. It's cute, it's catchy. But you can't like it coming from her mouth. You can't enjoy it. You can't. This probably has like the opposite effect that being called daddy might have on some men. Okay? Just saying. Yeah, I'm sorry. I don't know what to tell you. Just don't worry though. She'll end up getting fed up and frustrated with you not reciprocating her shout outs to you. The longer if you insist on ignoring her, she's going to get pissed off and she's going to turn on you. And it's going to happen fairly quick too, I'll be honest. It will. And then you don't have to worry about it because she'll never call you News Daddy again. So, yeah. 2:37 p.m. We are at Cassie's house now. No answer. We'll go live soon. And that's it. That is it. I am done. I am all done with this part. So, all right. So that is all of Katie's tweets regarding Gabby, from the first tweet I could find to the last one she tweeted shortly, not long ago. Now, I'm doing this without editing. And you're going to see a couple parts edited, but all I'm taking out is like a second, like I sniffed or something, or someone came in and said, whatever, stupid little things. I'm leaving in all my mispronunciations, all my fumbles and everything, because I want it to be an accurate depiction of the amount of time it took me to read every one of her Gabby tweets from then till now. If it's an hour and a half, I wanted to show it took me an hour and a half. And that's also why I read fast, because I don't want it to be implied or suggested that I was dragging and taking my sweet ass time for effect or whatever. No, I tried my best to hurry up and get through that as fast as possible. So yeah, however long this video is, it's jam-packed full of her tweets. Jam-packed. Yeah, now, I do hope that they find Brian Landry. I hope that he didn't harm her, because that would just be very sad. But regardless of what happened, I hope that they find out the truth, regardless of what it is. I hope that they get the truth. I hope that her parents get answers. And more importantly, right now, I hope that Katie just shuts the fuck up about this and moves on to something else, because this case doesn't deserve a Katie Joy. It just doesn't. So, thanks for watching. Okay, now it's time for member shoutouts. I'd like to thank Sassy Naz, Mariana Santos, Straysky, Christina Elizabeth, Tennessee Val Mom, Jamie Schaefer, Fabio Suzuki, Karen Collins, Maria Rose 1, Berillion, Ruby Red Shoes, Christy Z, That Amber Chick, TJ from Alaska, Hollyana from Kalamazoo, Shyla, Plays and Rain, Sassy Elmo, D. Connor, Haiti Joyless, Jiffy, Osbell, Beth Yant, Sweet Home Alamanda, Kim in Darkness, Megan Broussard, Cindy D, Molly, Chicken Cakes, Diane Harlow, T. King, Selena Colstead, One Warped Angel, Carol T, Rose, Star Lily, TB, Austin James, Michelle G, Dottie Morgan, Robin M, TB, Cheryl, Dottie Bloomsting, VVLCR, Pretend Fashionista, Crystal, The Dark Magician, Totally Clueless, Sally Godfrey, Paula Dupree, The Missing Poster, Lola W, Captain T, Sue Elliott, Rena Rue, Sunny D, Grace Case, Busy B, Berber, Bo Roundtree, Danny Marie, Sue M, Claire Esbert, Jamie Couchard, Jovi's Mom, Annette Carlson, Police Wife Life, Angel Cake, JCM, Kimberly Roddy Mom, Atticus Finch, T. Adams, Sky Vision, Leah, Jeanette Stevens, Gentry Art, Jen Gerard, Poodlerific, and Yoo-Hoo Shoo Shoo. Thank you everyone for joining, and thank you everyone for watching.